Let me ask you, Governor, there was an allegation made over the weekend on Twitter by a former aide of yours who said that accused you of sexual harassment, said that it happened over a period of years. I wanted to get your reaction to that.
Yeah, I heard about the tweet and what it said about comments that I had made, and it's not true, Zach. Look, I fought for and I believe a woman has the right to come forward and express her opinion and express issues and concerns that she has, but it's just not true. Next question, operator.
Your next question comes from Ryan Terranelli at New York Law Journal. Ryan, your line is now open. Please unmute your microphone.
Can you hear me okay, Governor?
Hi, we can hear you very loudly.
Oh, thank you. You said that New York could overwhelm some of its hospitals in some parts of the state in January. Do you still feel like that why do you feel like the cluster initiative will be enough to stem this rise in cases? Shouldn't New York be considering more broadband options? And my second question is, are you, with the case that New York is in right now, are you urging people to have essentially no contact with people outside of their households and essentially not outside, only in essential trips?
Ryan, it's a good question, and it sort of summarizes everything I'm trying to say. You have no broadband option to stem close down, to stem the spread without close down. Close down is your next broadband option because it's coming from small gatherings, as we've said exhaustively. We've done everything below small gatherings, but it's coming from small gatherings. The only option you have to actually make a somewhat dramatic difference is go to full shutdown. Go to full shutdown. So we're basically doing three things. One, caution people on the holiday small spread, which I understand is very hard. Two, restrict anything below small spread that makes any difference given the economic cost of it, right? You don't want to lay off 4,000 people for an activity that's only infecting 3 people. That's second. Third, increase hospital capacity so you have more capacity to deal with the number of cases coming in. And that's what we're doing dramatically. Those are your 3 options. If you said to me, and then our metric, if you are 3 weeks from 90% capacity of the hospital. Now remember, 90% isn't 100%, 90% is 90%. But if you're 3 weeks from 90, then we go to full shutdown. That gives us 3 weeks to work on hospital capacity, 3 weeks for shutdown to make a difference on the rate of spread. But beyond that, there are no other tools in the tool bag. Vaccinations, yes, but they're not going to kick in for several months. So really, maximum benefit, holiday spread. Second, everything below holiday spread, that you can make a difference on that makes any modicum of sense versus the economy, et cetera. And third, increase hospital capacity, which we are working on. Our guidance is no more than 10 in a home. The CDC guidance has gotten much more aggressive lately. And the CDC says only members of your household who you have been with, they define household as the people who you are with. You can't invite over your mother and say, oh, she's part of my household. That's their CDC's most recent guidance. Is that right? Is there anything else besides that on CDC?
Indoor masks.
Masks on all indoor gatherings, even family gatherings. But this was the problem with indoor dining. They also say any indoor dining where you can't wear a mask, you shouldn't do, okay? That's why they're against indoor dining, because you have to eat and drink, you can't wear a mask. All right, but here's the practical. I invite my buddies over to my house to watch the game. And yes, we eat and we drink, not to excess. So we take off the mask. Yeah, sometimes if nobody's eating and drinking, we keep the mask on, but we take off the mask. What's the difference between watching the ball game at your buddy's house and eating and drinking or indoor dining? So the CDC's rule is you can be with your household, but you must wear a mask indoors. Now, your point would be, who could ever possibly follow that? It's so hard. I know, and that's where we are. Next question, operator.
Governor, you now have Marina Villeneuve from the Associated Press. Marina, your line is now open. Please unmute your microphone.
Hi, Governor. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Hi, Governor. We're having interactions with Ms. Boylan where you commented at all on her book, and also the AP's are being considered for general. Do you have any response to that?
Yeah. The Attorney General, it's flattering to be considered for Attorney General. It's a great position, especially at this time in history. There's so much to do, so many pressing actions. But I have said many, many times with you in the room, Marina, there's one relationship that is most important to me. It's my family. Put that one aside. The most important relationship is with the people of the state of New York. And we're talking about holiday gatherings and skepticism. I said to them, trust me, my only agenda is your agenda. My only agenda is to serve as governor of New York. When we were in the spring, people say, oh, maybe you're going to run for president, you're going to run for vice president. See, as soon as you say that to people, they say, oh, here's another politician. Now he has an agenda. Now he wants to be vice president, so he's going to show this, he's going to show this, he's going to show this. That's what people believe about politicians. That's the skepticism. I know, because that's what we always said about politicians. I said, that doesn't apply to me. I'm not interested in any other position. I'm not interested in president, vice president. I'm not interested in serving in Washington. I'm only going to tell you the truth as I see it. You can disagree with me and my opinion, but there is no other agenda besides that. That's what I said, and that's what I meant. New York has a long way to go to get through this current situation, which, as we just discussed, is difficult. And then we have to rebuild New York, which is years, my friends, years. This is not just take care of the economic shortfall in a budget. This is, you have an economic shortfall, you have to do a budget, and then you lost thousands of jobs. You have businesses that are go through a transformation where they're going to say, you know what, this Zoom worked pretty well. And maybe I don't need all that commercial space. And maybe I can let people work from home. And that's going to change the configuration of society and businesses. That's a long road. Now, the good news is President Biden will be here, and we had an enemy as a president for 4 years. Now we'll have a friend. But my job as New York governor is nowhere near over. I'm flattered to be considered, but that hasn't changed my thinking and my relationship with New Yorkers. And I need them to know there is no agenda besides theirs. On the tweets, I totally respect a woman's right, fought for a woman's right to express any concern, any issue that she has in the workplace. I support that, but the tweets were simply not true. Let's take one more question.
Governor, your last question comes from Marcia Kramer at WCBS TV. Marcia, your line is now open. Please unmute your microphone.
Marcia.
Governor, I wanted to ask you about the possibility of a shutdown. Hear me?
Yes, you're a little choppy, but you're always a little choppy. Try it again.
Governor, today Mayor de Blasio said that there was a possibility that you'd have to shut down the city or the state. He said he's been talking to you about it, and he said that we have to get emotionally ready for the possibility of a showdown. Could you comment about possibility of a shutdown, a pause in New York City, and a pause or a shutdown in the entire state? And at what time frame would you be looking at if that happened?
Okay. We do it based on numbers, all right? If the numbers say we are a region is 3 weeks from hitting 90% of hospital capacity. 3 weeks from hitting 90% of capacity, then we go to a shutdown. It's a point in time that if you factor it out, it says you're 90% of capacity, hospital capacity in 3 weeks. That leaves you 10% of hospital capacity. It leaves you 3 weeks to reduce the rate. And more, it leaves you 3 weeks to increase the rate of hospitalization. Meaning you could do field hospitals, you could add beds to hospitals, etc. But that is what's called a red zone. That's the shutdown. 3 weeks on a glide path to 90. So we have 3 weeks to scramble because we don't want to be Italy. No region is at that point now. Second, my point is, don't get to that point. And the way you don't get to that point is working with the hospitals to actually get them to better manage themselves. New York City, we have H&H, we have Jamaica, we have One Brooklyn. We need some of those independents and small systems to do a better job than they did in the spring. We can't go through Elmhurst again, which was totally avoidable. And second, we have to reduce the spread the best we can. Holiday season caution. We've reduced indoor dining, reduced gym salons. But again, this is on the margins. It's really about the holiday spread. And emotionally, I would be talking to people about get a different picture of the holidays in your mind. Well, just my family's coming over. That sounds so safe. It does. And frankly, it sounds so delightful. It's the holidays, my family's coming over. It just takes one nephew, one cousin, one uncle, somebody you love, and now you have a problem. And that's what's happening over and over and over. And that's where I'd like to see a little emotional energy being spent. It's that small spread and the vision of the small spread that we have. That is beautiful and romantic and enticing, but it's dangerous. Look at Thanksgiving. We sat right here. We said, let me tell you what's going to happen with Thanksgiving. You're going to go to your parents' house, your friend's house, your family house, and the number's going to go up. You know what happened after Thanksgiving? The number went up. Now I'm telling you, you're going to go for Christmas or Hanukkah or Kwanzaa, or you are going for Hanukkah, the number's going to go up. And then you're going to have New Year's Eve, New Year's Day, New Year's Eve, everybody kisses somebody. It's going to go up. Christmas week, let's go skiing, let's take a drive, it's going to go up. That's what people have to spend emotional energy around. Okay, thank you very much.